Today we're taking a look at a very handsome skin diver style watch from the brand Shinola, located here in the United States in Detroit. I've featured their watches here on my channel before. This is the first time I'm featuring one of their dive style watches. This is a skin diver style watch and it's a somewhat new release from the brand. Recently I was able to take a tour of their factory and see how these watches are actually being made. I'll talk more about that during the video. So without further ado, let's flip the camera and take a look at the Duck from the brand Shinola. So I did get to make a virtual tour of the Shinola factory where they are building these watches. So they assemble most of their watches in Detroit, and they actually are assembling a lot of their movements as well in Detroit. And this movement inside this watch is assembled in Detroit. It's made with Swiss components and of course components from overseas. However, it is hand assembled in Detroit, which is kind of interesting, and I did get to do a virtual tour of that portion of their factory. And they also make a lot of their straps, not all of them, but a lot of their straps in Detroit as well. And they are using American components, or at least trying to use American components. Again, not all of their straps and not all of their components are made in the United States, but they are trying. The movement inside this watch is based on a Ronda movement, I believe, and they call it the Argonite 715. So it is a quartz movement. This is a quartz skin diver or skin diver style watch is what I would call it, because this does get 100 meters of water resistance. This gets a rotating bezel. It is a unidirectional rotating bezel. You have a screwed-in crown and a screwed-in caseback. They call this model the Duck because obviously it is inspired by the water. Duck is an aquatic animal living on land and water, so a perfect name for a watch like this. I do want to mention that this video is sponsored by Shinola. That's the reason why they gave me a tour of their factory. However, that will have no bearing on anything that I say in this video. This watch measures in at around 40 millimeters. I measured 39.9 millimeters at the bezel, 40 millimeters at the case. There are very, very slight crown guards that really don't make it feel or wear any bigger. You have an 11 millimeter thickness. That's including the slightly raised sapphire crystal, which has AR coating on it. And then you have around a 47 millimeter lug to lug. And this wears like a 40 millimeter watch on the wrist. I will show you that in just a few seconds. You have a matte finish dial. It is black. However, there are a lot of little touches of color on the dial in teal, yellow. It's really interesting. So there's just a few colors on there, but you really don't notice them all that much unless you are looking very close at the dial. It says Duck right above the 6 o'clock position. It also says the name of the movement. Right below that, Detroit, and 100 meters, because this is 100 meters of water resistance. It says Shinola below that 12 o'clock index. You have large fence post hands that are white. That second hand, again, a cross between yellow, teal, and white. You do have a counterbalance. That is loomed, so you can see that your watch is working in the dark. You guys know I love that. And then, of course, there is a predominant minute track that is in white. You have a large white indices. Those are filled with lume, but they're also, the actual indice itself is white. And then you have a little bit of teal right behind that. So it's just a dash of teal behind each one of those indices. There is a ring that goes all the way around the dial on the outer perimeter of the dial, and that is in blue. Like I said, there is color on this dial, but you need to get close up to see it. You also have a date at the 3 o'clock. I would definitely do without the date personally, but I think they've integrated the date here pretty well. It's there when you want it, and it's not there when you don't, so you're not going to really notice it all that much. But again, I would do without the date because I don't really care about the date, but the placement is good. You have a really substantial strap on here. That's what I would call it. It's a rubber strap. There's two different textures on the top. It's smooth, and you have this weave pattern on it. It's also perforated, but it's the buckle. The buckle is big and chunky and really custom. So when you look at it, it doesn't have the Shinola logo on there. It doesn't say Shinola on it. You have brushing and polishing. It's really nicely made. Flip it over, and then you have the Shinola logo, which is enameled. So you're going to see these little details on this watch that are really for the owner, not for people who are looking at the watch on your wrist. It's for you. When you flip over the watch, you have a solid case back, obviously, because this is a quartz movement, but you have a little duck on there that is diving. And again, there are 2 rings that go around the entire case back that are enameled. That's in yellow. Very cool. Little touch that, again, not entirely necessary, but they're trying to do something a little bit special here, and it definitely is. Bezel action on here is really good. You have a thin bezel. It is made out of stainless steel. It feels really heavy in hand. The whole watch feels heavy in hand and really nicely finished. You have a beautiful line of polish that goes along the top of the case, and you have brushing and polishing. It's a combination of both. It feels very, very heavy in hand for a quartz watch. Let's listen to the bezel action. Really good bezel action on here, very solid, very nice clicks, and everything lines up. On my wrist today, I have a watch that is very orange. It is the T-Rex from Awake. This was a limited edition that has completely sold out. Very weird strap on here. This is a salmon skin strap. Take a look at that. First one I've ever owned. Very cool watch. Very, very, very bright orange. And there you go. There is the Duck on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is a 40mm watch with a 47mm just about lug to lug, and then you have an 11mm thickness. And you can see it looks really good on my 7.5 inch wrist. I think they're trying to do a little bit more in their collection in general. They came out with the Circadian, I believe it was called, that has a bracelet on it. It's automatic, really good looking watches. Those are around 36mm. This is a very crowd pleasing size and a crowd pleasing design in my opinion. Not only that, there are lots of little details that make it a little bit special, and when you look at it really close, it's not just a plain black dial, black bezel dive watch. They've done a couple of little things to make it, stand out a little bit, and I think it does stand out, and it is pretty damn cool. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Really quickly, let's do a lume shot because the lume is actually pretty good on this watch. And there you go, lume on here is decently applied to the hands, the indices. There's a pip in the bezel, and there's a little counterbalance on that second hand. So obviously you can see that your watch is working in the dark. I absolutely love that. $550 for this watch, for a watch that is assembled. So the watch is assembled in Detroit, and then you have that assembled movement that is done in Detroit as well, using Swiss and other components from overseas. So very cool that they're doing that in Detroit. And they also offer an incredible warranty on watches like this. They offer a lifetime warranty, which is unheard of at a price of $550. There are no brands that offer that sort of warranty. This is in the micro brand space territory pricing wise, and there are no brands that offer a lifetime warranty for their watches in the micro brand space at that $550 price point. So yes, this is not an automatic dive watch, but you are getting a watch that gets a lifetime warranty. Pretty damn cool. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I will add a link to this watch down in the description. Definitely check it out if you are interested. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. That's really it. I will catch you guys in the next video.